About a month ago, I discussed rumors of a Taco Bell taco that was going to have blue shells. Well, here it is. It's the Midnight Melt Taco. I've got all the details, including when and where you can get one. Yes, hello and welcome to New Fast Food. Today we're also going to talk about a new kind of chicken strips that could be coming soon to Chick-Fil-A. And there's a couple of things happening over at Wendy's that we're going to talk about as well. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Plus you'll also want to hit that notification bell, so therefore you'll always be notified when I release new videos. With that, let's get started. And let's start by talking about this Taco Bell Midnight Melt Taco. This obviously is that taco with the blue shells that I talked about way back about a month ago in my Taco Bell rumors video. Back then the rumors were that the rattlesnake items were going to include these blue tortillas, but it turns out we saw the rattlesnake items last week. Those didn't have any new ingredients or toppings on them, but here we see clearly this is the blue shell taco from that rumor, and it's testing right now in Irvine, California, which, you know, Irvine is right around where the Taco Bell headquarters is, so a lot of times they'll test new items out there. This is testing out in Irvine right now, and as you can see from the picture, it's only $1. It's basically a crunchy taco supreme that has a blue corn tortilla and also has nacho cheese there at the bottom. So at $1, this is an incredible value, but don't get too excited about that price right now. We see a lot of fast food menu items that go out and test at prices that end up being lower than what they released nationwide as. We saw it just recently with the Carl's Jr. and Hardee's Fruit Loops mini donuts. Those were tested at the 5 for $1, but now they're coming out nationwide later this month, and they're going to be 5 for $2. So I wouldn't get too excited right now over this $1 price point, but I can see where it might make sense. In fact, let's talk about that now. So as you know, $1 for a taco at Taco Bell is a very good deal. There's some Taco Bells across the country where you can get a taco for $1, maybe on a Tuesday or something, but that's few and far between. The base price for a crunchy taco at Taco Bell is $1.19, but actually, you know, in my area, I frequently see Taco Bell tacos go for $1.79. I've even seen regular tacos go for $1.99, which is kind of crazy. So to be able to get even just a crunchy taco for $1 would already be a fantastic deal, but this is actually it's in line with a taco supreme than just a regular taco, because it has that sour cream layer and it's got the tomatoes on there. Those are, you know, basically what you would find on a taco supreme. Then on top of that, it has the blue corn tortilla, and it also has the nacho cheese. So when you add all that up, so a taco supreme, the base price for that is $1.69, although of course you frequently see those for more at Taco Bell's as well. But if you say that the base price for a taco supreme is $1.69, then to take that, add the blue shell and the nacho cheese, and bring the price down to $1, that just seems too good to be true. So I wouldn't be surprised that if this Midnight Melt Taco comes nationwide, if the price is more like $1.49 or even $2. So I wouldn't rule out the $1 price altogether, because when Taco Bell brings out promotional items, they often do cost less than they would at normal priced menu items. For example, the current promotional item at Taco Bell is the double cheesy gordita crunch. It's got double the beef as a normal cheesy gordita crunch, but it costs the same price. So if you say this is most similar to a taco supreme at $1.69, and you went, you know, one price point below that, you know, that'd be $1.49, but that's really not that much off. So if you went one price point below that, that'd be $1. So I wouldn't rule out the $1 price point, but you also don't want to get your expectations up, because this could easily come in at $1.49 or even $1.99. And of course, that all depends on this item actually passing testing and making it to the nationwide market, which, you know, at this price, with the appeal of the blue corn tortilla, I think it's going to be a very popular item, especially down in Southern California. You know, the blue corn tortillas, that's a pretty trendy kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this does really well down in Irvine. Me, personally, I love this item. I'm the kind of person who can't go to Taco Bell without getting at least one crunchy taco. And I love the idea of the blue corn tortillas. Those are awesome. I'm not the kind of person who likes, Taco Supreme, so I'm not a huge fan of the sour cream or even the nacho cheese. But the beauty of this is I could order one of these Midnight Melt tacos for $1 without the sour cream and without the nacho cheese and still have it come in significantly less than a regular taco would be normally. So this would be a fantastic promotional item for me. I would buy so many of these, it's not even funny. In fact, if these came out nationwide for $1, I would probably eat 10 of them in one sitting, because that would just be such a great price for a Taco Bell item like this. Now, if I have one issue with the Midnight Melt Taco, it's the name, and let me explain why. Taco Bell, over this past year especially, has gotten into a habit of naming things with names that aren't really appropriate for what the item is. So I think it kind of started back with the Triple Melt Burrito. The Triple Melt Burrito sounds like it should have 3 different kinds of cheeses on it. It actually had 4 kinds of cheeses, so that was a little bit confusing. It was confusing in a good way though, so I think people didn't really mind that one. But this most recent promotional item that they've got is the Double Cheesy Gordita Crunch, which sounds like it should have double the cheese of a normal Cheesy Gordita Crunch, the Double Cheesy Gordita Crunch. When in fact the double refers to the amount of beef. So what happens is people order the item, they're expecting double cheese, and they don't get double cheese, and they end up confused or even angry sometimes. So I think a better name for the Double Cheesy Gordita Crunch would have been the Beefy Cheesy Gordita Crunch. That would indicate, right away that this item is beefier than a Cheesy Gordita Crunch. And now I think we're seeing the same kind of issue here with this Midnight Melt Taco, because Taco Bell in the past has used the word melt to describe things with melted cheese, not nacho cheese. So this Midnight Melt Taco has nacho cheese, which of course isn't actually melted cheese, it's more of a cheese sauce. So I think that the name here is a little bit misleading. Midnight, I think, also would kind of imply that the shell is black, even though the shell is blue. So that's a little bit of an issue, but I don't think it's as misleading as having the word melt in there to denote the nacho cheese and not melted 3-cheese blend. I think also the word midnight thrown in there also kind of makes it sound like this is an item that should be ordered as a late night snack, when really this should be an item that could be ordered any time of the day. So I think that midnight is a little bit confusing because it sounds like a time reference, and then also the melt is confusing because it doesn't have melted cheese on the taco. There's a lot of different names that Taco Bell could use for this, so maybe this name won't end up sticking on the item. Maybe they'll end up changing the name if it goes nationwide. Something like the cheesy azul taco, I think would be very appropriate for this. Taco Bell, if you need someone to help you name your items, I'm available. But overall, I'm super excited about this Midnight Melt Taco, especially at that $1 price point. Again, this item is just in testing right now. It's testing down in Irvine in Southern California. All right, next up, let's talk about some new kind of chicken strips that could be coming soon to Chick-Fil-A. These are the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken strips, and they've been testing for some time already. They started testing back late last year in Philadelphia and certain parts of Texas. Well, Chick-fil-A is expanding their test. They're expanding it into Phoenix, Arizona. So starting this Saturday, August 25th, Chick-fil-A's in Phoenix, Arizona will begin testing the spicy chicken strips that you see here. So I'm not real sure what to make of this test expansion because in my eyes, spicy chicken strips should be a slam dunk, right? I mean, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that I would love to try some spicy chicken strips from Chick-fil-A. So I'm a little concerned here about the need to further test this item beyond the initial chosen test market. So it could be going a couple of different ways. It could be that the test in Philadelphia and Texas has been very successful, and so this expansion is just that. It's expanding the test because it's been successful. Or it could be that the results from the test were unclear in Philadelphia and Texas, and now they need to expand the test into a new market to really get a feel for whether these are going to be popular or not. Maybe they weren't as popular as they thought they would be, and so they're like, wait a minute, maybe this is just bad test markets? Well, let's try another city as well. So I hope it's the first one. I hope that these actually have been very successful so far, and they are closer now to rolling out nationwide, but I'm actually a little bit concerned that it could be that second scenario. So anyways, me personally, I'm super excited for these. I'm a way bigger fan of the spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-Fil-A than I am the regular one, but I love spicy food. But I think everyone who loves spicy food would prefer the spicy one over the regular one, and I would think that it would be the same for the chicken strips. But everyone who likes spicy food is just going to prefer the spicy version. So anyways, Chick-fil-A is expanding their test. These are still going to be available in Philadelphia, and Waco, and South Texas like they were before, but now, starting this Saturday, they're also going to be testing in Phoenix. Alright, now a couple of things to talk about regarding Wendy's. So first of all, they've brought back their 50-cent Frosty promotion. This is something that they run, it seems like a couple of times a year. They already ran it once earlier this year, and now they're running it again. You can right now go out and get a Frosty for 50 cents. Now, if you're a lover of the Frosty like I am, this is a great deal to take advantage of. The other thing that's happening over at Wendy's is they've sold off the remaining share of Arby's that they owned. So if you're a little bit confused, Wendy's and Arby's have been entangled for basically 10 years, and it's gone back and forth. But this seems to be the last chapter, as these companies are now completely separate. So it started back 10 years ago. Arby's purchased Wendy's. Actually, the company that owns Arby's purchased Wendy's, and they actually changed the name of that company to the Arby's Wendy's Company. Then, 2011, that company sold Arby's, so then they just became the Wendy's Company. But when they sold Arby's, they kept 12% of the company still owned by Wendy's. The reason why they did that is because at the time, Arby's was not doing very well, and so they kind of had to sell Arby's on the cheap. But since then, Arby's has turned itself around. They're actually doing very well now thanks to strong marketing and commercials. And so now Wendy's is able to sell that remaining 12% of Arby's that they owned at a profit. So they're actually saying that Wendy's is making a 38% profit off of that last bit of the Arby's that they owned and selling it now as opposed to selling it all back in 2011. So good for Arby's. I'm glad that they were able to turn themselves around, and good for Wendy's for doing the smart thing and holding some shares back so that they would be able to profit off of that as well. Well, that's today's fast food news. Thank you so much for going over it with me. Leave your thoughts down below on anything we talked about today, and as always, you can watch more videos right now.